guess we'll see what this is going to do.
It's really loud.
It's a little loud. Let me turn it down. There we go. Alright. Like, why is it double? It sounds like bad.
Alright. Welcome back to the Nub. I'm the Merce.
Felton.
And today we're going to talk about stuff that has to do with cleaning your closets. And just open up your phone if you had something to say.
No, I had all my notes.
Ah, yes, all great notes. Because we are very organized here at the Nub. We make sure that everything is pretty much on point at all times. So, that being said, we got a couple things to discuss today. First of all, for me, I need to bring it up because it was fantastic, and I'm actually kind of disappointed in you and Wicked. But the Logan movie, was fantabulous.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was great.
It was absolutely fantabulous.
It lived up to everyone's expectations.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're not too far off when they do the advertisements where they're saying, oh, it's a great movie. It's not just a great comic book movie. That being said, though, it is still a comic book movie. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff that is you only find in a comic book movie. But it was pretty touching. It was a pretty good movie. My eyes did not sweat, but I think I just have an issue with sweaty eyes. I don't think my eyes sweat very easily. So
well, mine apparently, as I believe we discussed before, will sweat at the drop of a hat. Literally, if there's some scene in a movie where there's a dramatic reason a hat would drop.
Yes.
Oh, case in point. That movie
has to drop in slow motion, though.
That Tom Hanks movie, Road to Perdition,
yes.
right?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure there was a hat dropping in slow motion that caused me to cry. So,
I mean, that makes sense. Makes sense.
I was little when that happened.
So the movie was fantastic. If you have not seen the Logan movie, I don't even know why you're even listening to this podcast or why you would be a co-host on the podcast. Just saying. But that's okay though, because you were busy doing something else nerdy, which was.
Oh, is that a prompt for me? No.
Yeah, that was my opening.
Oh, shit. Playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
And you said Breath of the Wild?
Breath of the Wild?
Oh, Breath of the Wild.
That must have been your own Freudian slip. You'll have to rewind it to check later on.
It was a Freudian slip, I promise. So, what is your thought process on this game?
Well, I'm glad I bought it on the Wii U.
Mm-hmm.
My theory was correct.
Okay.
Your
theory was?
Well, that it was a game that was developed with the contemporary technology.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you look at all the reviews online, and the gist of what I feel a lot of the reviewers are saying is the only benefit to the Switch version, like what happens with many console upgrades, is that the Switch version has a higher resolution.
Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much it, huh?
I mean, there's some spots where the frame rate a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take away from the game experience. The draw distance for the grass, for example, is slightly farther out. So if you're really into that, go for it.
Well, I like my grass distance to be really far out, though.
Yeah.
So here's my question: what is the draw to getting the Switch? I mean, besides the fact that it's basically a handheld and a console combination.
Oh, that's it.
That's really it.
That's it. Nintendo's trying to streamline having the handheld and the console, and they've finally done it.
Okay.
I don't know. The Wii U seems...
Well, I mean, I guess the jury's still out on that if they've actually done it. I mean, we have to wait and see.
Well, yeah.
After it's been out for a little while, like what people really.
The damn
think
thing
of the
is
game.
gigantic, though.
Is it?
I mean, how are you?
It looks like a pretty nice sized tablet.
It's a great Windows tablet that they've converted into a gaming console.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. But I just don't feel that we're there yet.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. At the same time, I don't understand why this technology hasn't really been worked on and hasn't really come out sooner because, I mean, look back at Dreamcast. Remember when Dreamcast had the little, Uchigami kind of thing, that you
had the
for
little
their memory
thing with
card.
the screen,
yes,
and you could fiddle with
plug it in, and
yeah.
you could, certain games would take advantage of it, like the Sonic game. I actually like the little, side Sonic game where you would download one of your little. I don't remember what they're called, but the little creatures you collected in the Sonic game.
You're trying to save them from being turned into brains for robots by Dr. Robotnik.
But you could train them and stuff like that, and race them and all this other stuff, and you carry it around like it was a little animal in your pocket,
A pocket monster? I believe
that's what I'm saying.
The Japanese call it a Pokemon.
Yeah, well. Speaking of which, have you heard my creative idea for Pokemon? So, I'm thinking I enjoy Pokemon Go. Well,
I've heard of that
it.
game.
I enjoyed it, but I would love to have a Pokemon game where I don't have to actually leave my house. I can just kind of sit, on the couch, and I would have an avatar that would go around and actually do the walking for me and find the Pokemon for me, and then I would collect them that way.
Have you written to Nintendo with this idea?
I'm thinking about sending this in.
That might be worth
I think Pokemon Sit should be the name of it. And then we could do different colors of that, like Pokemon Sit Blue, Pokemon Sit Red.
You can do it with a drone. Yeah. Just attach your phone to a drone and fly it around, and
as long as you don't go over a certain speed.
Yeah, or certain places, because then Obama's going to shoot it down.
Obama's not in office anymore.
Trump's going to shoot it down. If it's flying an American flag, he'll let it go.
But what if it has never mind. Okay.
No. That's a rabbit hole. That's a rabbit hole. Don't pull that thread.
This just totally veered away from that. Some cool things coming up in the distant future, I think. Todd McFarlane is very serious about doing a reboot of Spawn. I think we talked about this a while ago. How it'd be really cool to see a reboot of Spawn. That's a movie that could really use to have to be done again. If we're gonna reboot movies, we should go back and give that one a solid chance, because the actual Spawn storyline idea is interesting. And you could actually, if you probably took Todd McFarlane out of it and got a good director and writer and things like that involved in it,
just good creative people.
Well, because did you ever read the Spawn comic book?
No.
Okay, in the Spawn comic book, Spawn, which is Al Simmons, is
poor Al
is killed in the line of duty. You find out later he's actually killed by his quote unquote best friend, and yada yada. And there's a whole bunch of crap that goes on with
Didn't
that.
that happen in the movie too?
Yes,
yeah.
But and he ends up making a pact with the devil to come back because he wants to be with his wife and this and the other thing. And the devil, grants him that wish, but he takes away his memories, does all this messed up things to him. His whole body's burnt, beyond belief. And his
fact or fiction?
Yeah. What?
That was a show hosted by Jonathan Frakes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So anyway, he's covered in all the burns and stuff like that, and then he's got these magical powers, but they're kind of they're kind of aloof.
The cape related.
The cape can do things for him and things like that. He's got these chains to do things, and they kind of think on their own and do. But he's also got the ability to actually change his appearance. But the devil is a bastard, so every time he tries to change Al Simmons is a black man, but every time he tries to change his appearance, he becomes a blonde, blue-eyed white man. He can't become a black man to save his life. So
the devil's into. So basically, what you're telling me is the devil is a Hollywood director.
Yes, pretty much.
Who whitewashes everything.
Exactly. So what happens is he gets back. He comes to find out that his wife has remarried one of his other friends. They have a daughter, which kills him because they were trying to have kids for forever,
Oh.
So there's all these very emotional things that kind of go along with the story that if you had a good writer and stuff like that, you might actually be able to get a couple people's eyes to sweat in the theater if it was done properly.
That's a good point.
But I mean, I doubt it will be because again, this is okay. You know how you feel about furries?
I think they're wonderful, and they
yes, exactly
are great.
I feel the same way about Todd McFarlane. I think he's wonderful and great, except for the fact that he and Rob Liefeld pretty much, almost, in my opinion, the two of them almost destroyed the comic book industry in the 90s.
It's a pretty scathing review. Tell us how you really feel about him.
And I mean, they screwed over one of my favorite artists, named Jim Lee. They did a lot of things in the '90s that were,
Jim Lee.
Jim Lee, yeah.
Oh, you said it as one word. I'm like Jim Lee.
Jim Lee.
It's Jim Lee.
But anyways, that's a conversation for a whole nother podcast. Cause I could sit here for hours and talk about that.
We gotta have the McFarlane cast, just like we have to have Chuck cast.
Eventually, we will have a Chuck cast. Oh my goodness, I don't know what has happened.
Is his health doing?
I mean, I think he's got a hangnail, but anyways,
Jesus,
it's
tough.
So there's that. I would like to see it done well. I would not like to just see it rebooted just to reboot it, just like the
Spider-Man.
I'm just.
Oh, that chaps my ass every time.
Spider-Man.
Every 5 minutes, they're recasting Spider-Man and making a new movie.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the one that's coming out though. The one that's coming out though, I think is going to be great.
Well, I like the new kid.
They're not retelling the story. They're not, Basically, if you don't know who Spider-Man is at this point in time, then there's something wrong with you. So
yeah,
you don't know that his uncle died and all that kind of crap. Then you've been living on a rock. But yeah, you know how I feel about reboots. I'm not a big fan of reboots, but I think Spawn is one of those movies that needs a second chance, and hopefully this time it gets a good director, a good
kind of like the way
writer.
Spawn got a second chance after making a deal with the devil.
Yeah, so now it's gonna be totally different. The devil's gonna do the same thing with this movie.
It's gonna get cast as a white guy.
It's gonna be Wolverine, actually.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman is gonna be Spawn. Like it's just gonna be whoa.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's gonna suck.
But yeah, so that's that's one of those things. Not anywhere near production at this point in time. I saw Foxtail actually tagged me in a trailer for the next Star Wars movie.
Mm-hmm.
That is completely false. But I love seeing those because I absolutely love to look in the comment section and see all these people like, wow, this looks amazing, yada yada yada. And it's like, first off, are you an idiot? Because you don't realize that most of this is stock footage and or like literally like home movies they've been spliced in there, like the fan films, the fan films, and then they've got Darth Vader in it, with the whole Darth Vader breathing and things like that. I'm like, do these idiots honestly think that Darth Vader's coming back in the next movie? But and she knew it was fake too, but I'm like, yeah, there's no way. I don't understand how people would think that this was going to be real. Like, if the next Star Wars movie, when the trailer comes out, first off, there's going to be a countdown to the trailer, like there always is. There's going to be like all this kind of, you won't be able to escape the fact that the Star Wars trailer is coming. It's not going to like just sneak up on you. Like, it's going to be like,
it's going to be there
this night at this time. Will be the first.
They need to pimp out their merchandise, so they need to have a release date.
Exactly, like. I'm sure that Star Wars fans would agree that they don't do enough for the pimping of the merchandise and stuff like that. I mean, I feel like when I go to the store, I might only see like half the toy aisle is Star Wars. Plus, you can get Star Wars and towels.
Not enough.
And,
they need at least 3 full aisles.
Exactly.
So while we're on the subject of internet comments,
yes,
I took the opportunity to kind of continue my trolling from, I believe it was last week when I trolled Universal Studios.
Yes.
With my Beetlejuice comment about how awful and terrible and they should.
Better,
I should be Beetlejuice. So this week, Ron Perlman had a picture of a tree that had clearly been blown down in the wind.
Yes.
So, and he said, "Oh, when you need to get it done, just do it yourself." Mm-hmm. I thought, well, in light of, another recent story that we aired about how Hellboy 3 wasn't happening,
yes, I
just had to make a comment. I said, wow, Ron Perlman, you're right. I'm going to start right now on writing a script for Hellboy 3, and I'm going to do it myself. Thanks for the advice. I got him. Oh, boy. And I bet, if he ever sees that, he'll feel sad about it because he probably wants to do the movie.
He never will see it, though. He's too busy being rich and famous.
I would like to think that he would see it, and like a single tear would just
stream down
his face.
So the new Deadpool trailer has dropped, and it dropped with the Logan movie, and it was at the very beginning of the Logan movie, which threw me and Foxtail off when we were watching it because we're like, oh wait, is Deadpool in this movie? But anyways, the funny thing is the trailer in the beginning of Logan is not the same trailer that they are showing online.
Really?
The one that's online, which surprises me, the one's online actually has more to it, and it has Stan Lee in it. Stan Lee's not in the one that preceded the Logan movie, and it was also not as long. So I don't know why that is. I don't know what was going on there, like a copyright thing. And on top of that, unless I completely missed it, Stan Lee is not in the Logan movie.
So he doesn't even do a cameo?
I mean, he does a cameo in the Deadpool trailer, but he's not actually in the Logan movie.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe that's his cameo.
Maybe, I don't know, or maybe he was there, and maybe this cameo was such a cameo that I didn't even realize he was there.
I still say his comment about where at the Oscars, how come there wasn't a category for best cameo? Because there's a lot of I'm not saying Stan Lee's an asshole, but there are a lot of assholes that do that. Specifically, what I'm saying is M. Night Shyamalan is an asshole,
yes.
And I'm just going to continue my crusade against him because he does a cameo.
We should start the anti-M. Night Shyamalan Crusaders Guild.
That's such a good name.
Acronym be? Yes, right?
Hold on, let me pull up a sticky note. Let me add another sticky note to my...
We'll start that on Facebook.
Okay,
the anti-M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan...
I totally forgot what we said.
Guild?
There.
Or was there...
The anti-M. Night Shyamalan Movie Guild.
Movie Guild. So the AMKSG ASMG. Amkismug?
Amkismug.
We can come up with a better name.
So if you guys would like to join the Amkismug, we will be putting together a Facebook page soon.
Anti-Amlon Movie Guild. Yeah, we got to come up with a better acronym, but I like that.
Yes. So, and then we'll have to come up with like a mascot and everything like that. I'm thinking like a one large armed man who is giving a really big
thumbs down.
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Right?
That's some satire shit right there. That's some really SNL level satire right there.
I've been practicing my SNL satire.
You've been watching a lot of children in preschool make jokes at each other and fart jokes and comments at each other. Like, hey Stanley, your face looks like a potato pie.
Oh crap! I'm gonna write this down. This is
man. Are you hearing this? Oh, we've got to get this to who's the guy that does Saturday Night Live? What's his name?
I want to watch you squirm on this one for a little bit. Lorne Michaels.
Lorne Michaels. Yeah, we got to get this to Lorne right now. The 5th grader. He's made our next joke.
They should honestly get like a group of elementary school kids as the writing staff.
They have this central hub, and there's a guy just watching all these screens, recording all these kids, and he just every once in a while he'll pick up the phone. Get to Lorne. There's a 3rd grader in Utah that made a fart joke about pickles. We need to turn this one into a Trump.
Oh man. Everything's coming up Trumps.
Oh, so, sorry.
That's right.
That's what SNL's doing.
There are a lot of events coming up this month.
Well, hold on. If I check Cosmunity, I can find out all the local events.
Yes, why don't you pimp out this app that I have not yet downloaded, which I'm going to download right this second as you talk about it.
I'm not sponsored by Cosmunity, but
we're not sponsored by anybody or anything.
We're not sponsored by anybody, but one of the admins did send a private message to me.
Not to interrupt you. But if anybody listening would like to sponsor
the podcast, hold on. If you are a creator of Cosmunity, then go ahead. You can sponsor us. The guy was really cool. He messaged me, asked me how I liked the app because I'd been posting a lot, and he said he really liked my Beetlejuice stuff, and I was like, no shit. Like one of the creators actually reached out to me. That was awesome.
I'm downloading it right now, and it's downloaded.
If you go to events, the events tab, you get the Melbourne Toy and Comic Con Sunday, March 19th. The Cocoa Beach Pirate Fest, which I'm sure Old Guy Cosplay is going to be at that. And then it skips to October, March 22nd. We've got the IAFA 38. I don't know what that means.
Don't know what that is.
Megaplex August 4th is a furry thing because its avatar is a furry thing. Yeah, that's good.
So you'll be there, I'm sure.
Yeah, MegaCon, Holiday Matsuri. I mean, this is just terrific that people can add in.
So it's Cosmunity is the name of the app.
Oh, and also it's a desktop app too.
Oh, okay. So that's right. You told me about that.
Oh, dude, and it's even better on PC because you can click.
So I'll be setting mine up today while I'm at work, I'm sure. Let's see what else we got going on in the local news. I got a couple of.
Oh, next week. Next week, yes, next week. Viera Comics has their DC versus
Marvel.
Marvel, I think. Yeah. So I'm gonna be breaking V out of the blue Tupperware bins.
I'm going to probably do my Captain Boomerang Black Lantern again. This time with some makeup on my face to make myself look dead.
What?
Pretty cool,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Well, I guess I'll probably have Fox.
I don't know
because she's really good at that.
I don't know how they're going to receive it because I don't think any of those guys, any of that group of people, have seen my V because I've never seen any of them at any of
I've seen your D. Is that the same thing or?
Yeah, it's just a couple 20 or so letters off or something.
So I guess the Infinite Mushroom Comic and Game Shop is in Titusville. Is going to be having the 2nd annual Indie Comic Fest.
Now, how far does that reach?
What do you mean?
The Infinite Mushroom.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
So I'll just read the details off here real quick. Welcome to the 2nd annual Independent Comic Fest with a bunch of exclamation points. This is a day to celebrate where it all began with indie comic book creators, artists, writers, and editors. And it's time for, there's like a lot of like dots in between all those, a cosplay contest. Ooh, cosplay contest. So obviously we have to dress up again. Last year we had over a dozen creators, and this year we hope to have even more. And as always, admission is free. I like free. Do you like free? I enjoy free.
It's pretty good most of the time.
Contact the shop for any additional information. The phone number they give here is 321-567-4893. And I've talked to the owner of the shop a couple times in a message. I've never actually met him, but he seems like a pretty nice guy. They do a podcast as well. I want to say it's like called Shroom Time, I think.
You know what? I think I saw it on the Spacey Awards or something. I forget.
So, I mean, definitely, if you're into podcasts and stuff like that, check them out. Check out the podcast. Go to the store for this event coming up, or just go to the store in general. Like, honestly, we really need to just, I know I've harped on this before, but we need to support our local nerd businesses,
Absolutely.
Local nerd events, local nerd anything, because if you don't support them, then they won't last. They won't stick around.
And here's my issue. You've got your Think Geeks and you got your GameStops, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're starting to carry a lot of like trendy geek memorabilia. You can go there and buy your Vault 111 T-shirt. And, they don't have. I don't know. I just don't feel like they have the quality, that you go to a.
Well, they're the Walmart of nerddom. They're the Walmart of nerddom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, they've got a lot of the stuff that you like and you want, but at the same time they also got like tires and bullcrap that you don't need. And you don't have that personalized feel when you go in there. Like if I go into a local comic book store or a local game store, something like that, most of the time, and now I mean it's a little different because I know a lot of the people that own the stores and stuff now, but even then, even before I got into that kind of thing and meeting those people, I always kind of felt welcome. I always felt like it was a mom and pop establishment and they need my money, so they're going to treat me good. They're going to be nice to me, they're going to be polite, they're going to answer any questions, they're going to do what they can to help me. And I know that's not everybody's experience. I know that there was some issues with the store Wizards Wall back in the day and things like that, and there's that kind of stuff. But for the most part, especially nowadays, it's not that way. Sounds like you got a story there, but we'll get there in a second.
Oh no, I don't.
Sounds like you do.
No, I never went there.
You didn't go to Wizards Wall?
No, I just know that. Well, I tried to go there once, and I don't. Something kept me from going there because I was by myself. But one of the things was the door and just the persistent, like, grease stain of the hands on the door.
Yeah.
I think somebody had called me and I had to, like, bolt. But I was like, that's not for me.
Here's my thing. See, I grew up in the 80s and 90s, reading comic books and things like that. And I had to go to establishments like the Wizards Wall occasionally.
It's almost like you're trying to hide to like walk in a porn store.
Yes, exactly.
You're like,
well, that's the way it was back in the day. There was a place also called Space Coast Comics, I believe, is what they were called,
and
they were right by US 1. Yeah, but the guy, my grandmother used to take me there a lot, and my grandmother was convinced this guy was a child molester, and now that I'm older, I'm not. I mean, she might not have been too far off,
might have been right.
Like, this guy was very creepy, and he was rude. He was very rude. If you came in there and you asked about anything, it's just like.
Well, then he wasn't a child molester then.
Well, I mean, I think he's rude because I was there with my grandma. If I wasn't there with my grandma, he might have been like, well, I can show you in the back if you're looking.
Typically, they're charming and they try to get your pants off.
Is that how it works?
I don't know.
I haven't been molested too many times. So
Neither have I.
But like in Wizards Wall, I kind of felt the same way. I felt like it was a bother for me to be there. The few times that I went there. As a kid.
That's not uncommon.
So I had to buy a lot of my comic books and stuff like that from like Winn-Dixie and things like that. So I didn't get into like a lot of the more indie comic books and stuff like that because I just felt uncomfortable in those places that I should feel welcomed and comfortable. Cause
it's like going to a flea market booth and the person's looking at you like, why are you here touching my stuff?
Exactly, yeah.
No, there was one on 192 across from Target. There's that little plaza that has the Japanese buffet.
Yeah.
And there was like collectibles and memorabilias, and you'd walk in there and immediately feel like you were doing something wrong by being there.
Yeah.
Like, why are you touching my stuff? I'm like, whoa,
well,
be friendly.
I plan on trying to buy it. So
I was gonna buy some fucking Thor bobbleheads or Fallout 4 bobbleheads, but now
that's
I'm
why
just
nowadays. I mean, nowadays I think it's probably because. There's a lot of reasons, I'm sure. But I have yet to have like a really bad experience at any shop that I've been to.
Especially there's a comic store up in Viera that you can go to, and I've only been there once so far for a you know, and
would
just,
this be the Viera Comics shop in
may have
Viera
won a
Comics?
small little cosplay competition. I mean, you know,
first
whatever.
place? Is that,
first place. But you know, you walk in the door and immediately got greeted.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it was extremely friendly.
Yeah, Peter's
and,
the guy that owns that
God.
place, and he's nice. He's a nice guy.
It was a
nice,
phenomenal experience.
Yeah, I've never felt uncomfortable there. You know, I mean, except for the uncomfortably long Mario Brother lightsaber fight thing. But
you know, I've seen that guy on Facebook. The guy that was the Mario.
I'm not knocking. I'm not trying.
Oh,
to
I know you're
either.
not knocking him, but like I think that's his stick. Like
it's just one of those situations where I don't know what to do with my hands. Like I don't know what am I supposed to be doing right now?
Good. What do I do? But yeah, I've seen them on Facebook like doing that stuff, and it cracks me up now.
There's it's a group. I think it's called Make 'em Laugh or something.
Make 'em Laugh Films. Yeah. I don't know if he's part of it.
They do a lot of cosplaying things and make little shorts.
You know what's funny, and I'm not, you know, I don't even think this is gonna come off as a knock because it's a compliment. But for the Melf films, the guy that does their Joker, I actually find entertaining. Because he kind of dresses up like their classic Joker.
Yeah.
And one of their videos I was watching, and I'm like, you know, that guy's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, I like him. Like, do more videos with that guy as the Joker. Like, what?
But like I finally got to the point where I didn't feel uncomfortable when I went into Famous Faces and Funnies for the first time, like way back when they were on Aurora Road.
Yeah.
And actually, the guy named Rick. Rick Shea, he didn't actually own it at that time. He was working for somebody else, but he really loved it and everything like that. Eventually, he ends up buying the shop and yada yada. I mean, there's a whole story to that. But when it was on Aurora, like it was still kind of like a dirty, kind of grimy kind of place, you know. And I think that just might have been like the whole shopping center itself. I don't remember the store itself being dirty. I just think that it was just in an old place, you know.
Oh, that can happen, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think the place itself was dirty if I remember correctly. But I remember going in there and feeling welcome, like, and you know, Rick especially. At the time, he was like really the only like employee that I remember that they had there, and I could talk to him about comic books for hours, and he would just like point me in the right direction and help me with this, and if you like that, check out this, yada yada.
Sure.
And it's always been that way, and he's kind of done that with his staff. You know, I don't think I've ever really gone into Famous Faces and Funnies and Get Your Fun On, and
they just got a phenomenal facility over there.
I haven't been to Islander Comics yet, but you know, there is one place that I've gone to since where I've gotten that feeling a couple times, and it's hit or miss, you know. And I don't want to knock a place because that's not what this is about, you know. But at the same time, like, we're not sponsored by anybody, and I'm not going to sit here and you know and talk to our audience like, you know, like every place is fantastic.
Well, you're going to be real,
like,
you know. You're going to
be real, yeah. There's been a couple times because I'm not a regular at the store, but I've gone into Gods of War, and I felt like, you know, like I was inconveniencing them by being there. You know, they had like maybe a tournament going on or whatever the case may be is, and like the original Gods of War place too was really kind of dark and dingy and dirty, and you know, I took at the time my wife in there, and she didn't feel comfortable at all being in there, you know. And then they moved and it got cleaner and nicer, you know. But you know, and then
you're describing my first experience when I went to just a gun range I didn't know about, and it was just like dark and dingy, and there were all the regulars, and it was just kind of like,
you don't feel comfortable.
I don't feel safe, and there's guns.
Yeah,
like
so there weren't guns here, but I just didn't feel. I didn't feel welcome. Do you know what I mean? And like I said, then they moved the store to Babcock for a little while, and they were in there, and I got to know the owner a little bit, not very well. And I tried to extend a hand to him, like I've done to all the shop people I've talked to. You know, where I'm like, hey, you know, I've got this group called Nerds United in Brevard. You know, I don't make any money off it. I'm not trying to get you to give me any kind of, you know, deals, discounts, anything like that. I'm just trying to let you know I have this group. You know, if you've got, you know, special events and stuff like that, you know, I'll you know, I can promote them on there and everything like that, just to kind of, you know, raise awareness as to what's going on in the community. And he really just took, and maybe it's just because the world's a cynical place in general, but he took it, you know, I think as me trying to scam him or something.
Were you horning in on his
I don't
something?
know. I don't know. Like, I think maybe he thought that eventually I was going to come and be like, hey, you know, give me some money or give me discounts. I've never done that. It's never been it's never been the goal of Nerds United Brevard. And yet, even after all that, even after kind of getting the cold shoulder, you know, BS treatment, I still, you know, to this day, if I see that they have an event, because I'll check their page. If I see they have an event, you know, I'll post it on the nub, you know, and you know, I just posted like this is a local event coming up. That's just like Gateway Games. I have not had a chance to talk to the owner and meet the owner there. I haven't been there yet, but if I see that they have an event coming up, I try to post it on there. Now there's another new comic place, and I think I just posted a thing for them too. I think it's like 9.9 comics or something like that. I don't want to talk out the side of my mouth here. But they have some kind of event coming up. God, now it's the look and find cast. But anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and track it down. But I'm not about trying to make money at this. I'm not about trying to get any kind of freebies or anything like that. Now, if somebody comes to me and they say they want to start sponsoring the Nub, by all means, that would be nice.
Go for it.
Because we do this for free. We do this out of the.
Are you talking about the Pizza Gallery's pop trivia event?
No. But I did post that the Pizza Gallery.
Was that today at 6:30 p.m.?
Today's the 7th. That was yesterday, right?
No, it's today.
Today's the 7th. Okay.
It's going on right now. If you hear this.
Yeah, this podcast won't be in time for them to hear it.
Yeah,
so it's okay.
So just know that you missed it if you're just getting your news from us.
You're just now hearing it.
So sorry.
Well, that's just a reminder to check the Nub. Check the Nerds United Brevard Facebook page on a regular basis, and you'll see these. I put on their local events that people can go and if they want to go check it out, they can. I try to keep everybody kind of up to date on as many nerd things as I possibly can. Obviously. That is a huge undertaking because of all the nerd things that are out there. There are so many things. But I try, I posted on here that there's the new DuckTales is coming to.
What? What?
The new DuckTales.
Woo!
They're making new DuckTales, and it's going to be coming to Disney Channel soon. And
I love
they have
that
the first
show.
trailer. Yeah, I loved it too. They have the first trailer now, and I've got it on the Nub. So if you guys want to check it out, it's on there.
Watch that.
So yeah, I try. So I guess I got off on a tangent there. So back to where I was originally. So Gods of War, or Dogs of War. I apologize. I feel like it's been hit or miss when I go in there. And the guy never recognizes me. The owner's name is Jesus, I believe. Never recognizes me. Every time I come in there, I'm like, hey, how's it going?
Maybe he has that syndrome where he can't remember faces.
Or maybe it's just I don't know. I don't want to make it something that's not. I'm not trying to make a big deal out of it, because I still go in there, I get the things that I need, and I go, because he has a more supply of the very hardcore kind of tabletop gaming stuff, like when I do my D&D stuff.
I gotcha.
Like if I want a specific little miniature, I can usually go in there and find what I'm looking for, So if you're in that kind of thing, like the tabletop war games and things like that, he's got a lot of that stuff, he's very into it, the Warhammer and all that kind of stuff.
He has the Modesian Cybermen figurines for your Doctor Who, tabletop edition.
I don't know. Let's not say that because if people are looking for that,
I'm looking for the first edition Cybermen for my Doctor Who D&D campaign. I play it with myself.
I heard that you have it here, and it was on.
I heard it from the Nub that you sponsor. Whoa, what? He's like, what? I told that guy. I told that guy to F up. No, he didn't say F up.
No, so yeah, it's been very hit or miss. Now they have a place a real way off the beaten path. I don't even know what the name of that street is, but if you go up Palm Bay Road, there's a road that goes that crosses over Palm Bay Road that goes on the side of Harris. I don't even know what the name of that road is, but
that's way the fuck. That's way out there.
And it's like a shopping plaza that's like. Here's my thing. I hope that they do a good job because I want all of nerddom to continue on,
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I hope they're doing good in that space because that's just such an out-of-the-way space.
They should get John Taffer to do an assessment,
Who's John Taffer?
The guy that does the show Bar Rescue.
Oh, I don't watch that stuff.
Oh, it's hilarious. He goes in and look, you have 8 million people that pass by your business every day. How come you can't, get people to come in here to drink?
Yeah, well, there might be
there might be
30 cars all day that pass that road.
Yeah, there should be a bar rescue for geek stores.
Oh my god, we should pitch this.
I have no experience running a comic book store.
I'm gonna come in here and tell you how to run it.
Yeah, that's a bit too niche, I think.
So, anyways, and if people listen to this and they go to Dogs of War, I hope that leave a message in the comments. Tell us, if the business is doing good. Tell us, if there's anything that we can do to help.
Tell us that people were friendly and you had a good experience.
By all means, tell us your experience. If I'm completely, out of line, by all means, I'm okay with that. I've got no problem with that. I don't have that kind of ego where it's like, oh my god, well, I'm gonna get into a fight over it. No.
Well, I've only ever seen
if Dogs of War is your store of choice that you go to all the time and you love it, by all means, please keep going there, keep supporting them. I would support them. I just don't. they don't sell the things that I need very often, and so I do support them when I go there for the things that I need,
Sure.
But I don't. There's very rare that they don't sell the things that I typically need. So,
well,
but they are a very niche store, and I know they've got to have a decent following because of that. I mean, it used to be Wizards of the Wall sold a lot of stuff too, and they're gone now. Get Your Fun On is more board games than they are the actual tabletop war game stuff. So, their selection of that kind of stuff isn't as big. I mean, I know that Mark and Wanda will bend over backwards to get you whatever you want, by all means. But I think as an actual storefront that deals in those things, I've heard that Islander Comics, I think, is the one they were talking about, does some of that stuff. But again, I don't know. I could just be talking outside of my mouth.
I also like going to Get Your Fun On too, because they've got a great presentation.
Well, Get Your Fun On and Famous Faces, they share that huge
it's massive
space together.
It's a wonderland in there.
That's amazing.
It's a wonderland in there.
That's one of my happy places. That's one of my all-time favorite places to go.
She's having a bad day.
And I'm not trying to promote any place over any other place. Go where you love to go. That's my place though, because I'm huge into comic books and I'm huge into board games, and I get both in one spot. I get to I could be there for hours. I could be there for absolutely hours. And then on top of it, they have an actual gaming area, so I can go and sit down and game.
So let's talk about the elephant in the room. When are we going to play the Big Trouble? The Flip City, the Big Trouble in Little China that you got.
I know. You know what? Maybe this Friday we should have a get together.
I've wanted that it's been so long.
I've been so disappointed because lately I've tried to put together get-togethers and I keep getting these cancellations. So it's like,
it's a big disappointment.
Yeah, it is. It hurts my feelings a little bit. So
well,
But anyways, I got off on a bit of a tangent there.
Yeah.
But
I've got my stories if you need some fill in.
Well, let's hear your stories.
So I've got I got some news from the BBC.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I know I mentioned Mondasian. I don't know how I'm pronouncing it, but we'll go with it.
Mm-hmm.
The Mondasian Cybermen are coming back to Doctor Who. Apparently, these are the original or one of the original costumes for the Cybermen.
Oh no!
And they look. Here, I'll show you. They look absolutely hilarious. Just that they're so
they look atrocious.
They're like 1970s like.
Those will be fantastic.
Awful.
I'm very excited.
It's going to be great.
Peter?
He's wrapping up.
Yeah.
I think
Capaldi after only 2 seasons.
Yeah, Peter Chipotle. Yeah.
I liked him. Don't get me wrong. I really liked him. I just feel like
Capaldi.
Let's be honest. It's going to be hard to fill the shoes after David Tennant and Matt Smith. I mean, those two were phenomenal Doctor Who's,
They were lovely,
and they overshadowed the 9th Doctor, who I thought was a great Doctor. I thought he was good, but their presence and personality, they were just so bigger than life. And I feel like, unfortunately, and I don't think it's his fault, but Chipotle,
Peter Chipotle, yeah.
Now Chipotle, when he came in, I think they were trying a little too hard. Like, he had a guitar, he's got the glasses.
He was making his own identity,
and I think they all try to do. They all try to make their own identity. That's the whole point of Doctor Who, and I get that. But I feel like, I don't know, man. Like, I loved him as an actor, and I really hope that before they finish off. I
hope he finishes strong. Yeah,
well, and I hope that they go back because he's the same. He's also a character in Torchwood in that little I think it's like 5-part miniseries they did, Children of Earth. He's also in one of the
Doctor Who
episodes where it's the volcano one.
Oh no, the island.
Yes. So I really hope that before his run stops, I hope they go and address that. I hope that that's actually part of the whole mythos of Doctor Who. Is that he was those two characters. Maybe.
Oh, that would be that would be insane.
I think that would be awesome if they address that. And I think then people who have been naysayers to the character will be like, oh my god, that's awesome.
Well, if you actually look back, I think watching his episodes back to back, like you would have done with Tennant or Smith, because I guess my thing is I went and saw all of David Tennant's all at once. Okay, so you fell right in love with him, and then Matt Smith came out, and I just had a hard time making that adjustment. But then I loved him.
I thought I was going to have a hard time making that adjustment. But he got me in that first episode.
Oh yeah, he gets you.
when he's eating all the different stuff, and he's going through
like fish fingers and custards.
Yeah, exactly. But like apples are disgusting or something like that. The whole thing was just great.
And then when Capaldi comes in, and he's just like, I don't know, but I would say he's patently darker.
Yeah.
You know?
Which I liked. I liked that.
And here's another thing too, the supporting cast, the lady that they cast as the Master.
She
phenomenal.
was phenomenal. Yes.
Absolutely phenomenal
Absolutely
actress.
Good. That's what I'm saying. I really like his run on there, and I don't know why there's I know why there's all these naysayers. It's because of, God, this is gonna sound sexist, but I think a big part of it is because there's a lot of females that fell in love with the David Tennant and the Matt.
I would
Smith
say even
characters.
David Tennant more and more because he was.
Absolutely.
But
there's plenty of girls I've talked to who are very much Matt Smith fans. You know what I mean? And I had one tell me that when she found out that it was going to be Peter taking over, she's like, I'm not going to watch it, blah, blah. I'm like, why? And she's like, oh, because, David Tennant and Matt Smith were such, like sex symbols and stuff like that. Now they're bringing this other character. I'm like, but that's not, Doctor Who's character's not a sex symbol.
But he's a silver fox, though. No.
Well, I mean, but the whole point of his character was not that he's a sex symbol. Like, it's not, it's not the point of the show. Like, I didn't.
Well, I would say, if anything, he's very agendered, like he doesn't.
Well, that's why
he looks like a guy, but
if they are, since he's leaving, I mean, there's all these talks about they might do a female Doctor, and I think that would just be amazing.
Oh, that'd be cool. Don't get me wrong.
There's even been rumors, which I doubt it's going to happen, of them possibly approaching Xena. What's her name?
Lucy Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
So that would be great, and I'm all for it if they can get an actress that can be kooky and wonderful. However, I've been rooting for Richard Ayoade from the IT Crowd.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes.
The guy with the afro.
Yeah, I guess that would be the first black Doctor.
I love him. He okay. When he was in the Mighty Boosh, he was like my favorite.
I liked him in that. Was it Neighbors?
Neighborhood Watch.
Neighborhood Watch.
Dude, he is phenomenal, and he brings a different kookiness. I think he would bring to being the Doctor because he would have that like deadpan delivery on everything.
And I think that would be fantastic.
Would be
a lot more comic relief in the character than normal. Although there's a lot of comic relief in the character to begin with, but without the doofy comic relief, it would be
deadpan.
Comic,
and I think the switch side or the flip side on that would be
especially
his darker moments.
If he was like dark, sarcastic, and deadpan.
Yeah,
if he was just like
because some of the I truly think he could do dark. I think he could pull that off. Yeah. He did a special Gadget Man for in the UK, and he did it for like 2 seasons where he would just go around and try different gadgets and different things, and it was just kind of like a goofy product show.
Yeah.
But I binged all 2 seasons of that just because he is friggin' hilarious.
Well, here's my thought too. If they wanted to bring it back to like a sex symbol, quote unquote, character, blah blah. Another one that they could always approach that I think would be a fantastic addition, and it would be an American, which would be interesting. Would be John Hamm. I saw I liked him in Mad Men, but then I saw him in Black Mirror, and I was like, oh my God, like he would be a great Doctor Who, like he would be a fantastic, he's got that he
would be the second American Doctor.
He could be a suave, debonair,
Doctor,
character, but with the fun, with the humor. He doesn't take himself too seriously, like. I think he would make.
They always kind of get a kooky guy. Why not have John Hamm do it?
Yeah, why not have somebody who's not necessarily kooky this time, who's more,
that would be a neat twist.
Yeah,
that would be a neat twist because I kind of feel like the one episode where the guy who thought he was the Doctor.
Yes,
he was kind of like a suave. He was kind of like a handsome guy who went on to play the governor. Yeah, that could work. I would fucking watch it. To be honest with you, I really wouldn't give a shit at this point because
I just love Doctor Who in general.
They've done. I trust this production crew. Like, they could do something. I'd be like, I'll give it a shot. Shit, why not?
Let's put it this way: this last season Doctor Who was my least favorite season Doctor Who, and I was still entertained as all get out.
Were you not entertained?
I was completely entertained. I mean, Capaldi did a great
job.
Capaldi. Or they could just make what's the name of the Doctor? Jack Harkness, and he just takes over as Doctor for a while.
John Barrowman. Again, I've said this before, and I say this again. I love John Barrowman.
Yes, he is fantastic.
He's just a great man.
As an actual person, he gets a little out there, a little weird. But I mean,
okay.
I love Torchwood. I loved him in
his panels at Comic Cons and
he's always dressing in the drag,
pulling his pants down. Yeah. I mean, he's hilarious. Yeah. He's a riot.
But I always loved him. You know,
we have a follow-up story.
Yes.
Oh boy,
please.
Oh boy, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Title: 2 men dressed as clowns and carrying weapons scare children. March 7th. So apparently, there were these 2 guys dressed as clowns. Mm-hmm. They approached a group of children. One had a rifle, and the other had some sort of melee weapon.
Or the clowns?
Oh, the clowns.
Clowns had the rifle. Okay.
Yes. If the children had it, that would have been great. So they came out of nowhere, chased the kids. The kids go running into their house, absolutely just creeped out. One had a shotgun, the other had a pipe.
Yes.
Okay. Police were called. They showed up. They didn't find anybody in the woods. Mm-hmm. But just, that trend is seems like it's going to continue. And it's not going to go away.
I still say that we are the ones that brought on
it's our fault.
Clownpocalypse.
It's our fault.
If you don't know what we're talking about, if this is like you haven't been listening to us from the beginning, which is understandable, go back to our episode 0, and we talk about creepy clown / ice cream.
I still say it's a great business venture, and anybody out there who wants to put down some money for scary ice.
Yes.
Just let me know, and
anyone
we can
who
talk.
would like to lose their life trying to sell ice cream to children.
It's a great startup job. It's got
it's a great ending. It's a great finishing job too. Obviously.
Yeah. So we have that, and we have a lot has happened in the world of Overwatch.
Oh boy.
So our Overwatch watch is going to continue.
Yes. Oh, speaking of watches. Just because we
get
the watch.
You get Seiko?
No, I was going to say Ninja Turtle board game watch of 2017.
Still upset that you invested in the Kickstart.
Damn it. Yeah, so I'm going to write the company this week.
And a really friendly and intelligently worded letter?
No, I'm going to tell them basically, that I have a huge empire of nerds that follow me. And I will berate them every day on my...
Flex that muscle right there.
I will berate them at every chance I get until I get my game.
That I paid for.
Yes. The money has been out of my account since, God knows how, over a year now. It seems like. I think it's over a year. Damn close.
Well, it was a Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, but I should still have the product in my hand by now.
Yeah,
everybody else, people in Europe are getting their product, and I still don't have it. So.
Spreckens a turtle.
Yeah, Spreckens a douche. All right,
so Anna is kind of getting ripped from the meta.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's freaking out because they're weakening her damage a little bit, and they're weakening her biotic grenade.
Yep.
So the rumors are is that they're getting rid of her to give Zenyatta a bit of a boost. He's getting several buffs. He can now still deploy his orb behind objects, but I believe not barriers.
Okay.
So, like a wall is a no-go, but I guess a bus,
yeah.
Well, you're good. Just, you gotta fucking run.
I always bring it back to the buses.
Yeah. Fucking bus. I believe his attack has been increased. Its speed has been increased. So,
thank God.
He's gonna probably turn out to be a pretty good alternative. Mm-hmm. So, watch out for Zenyatta players out there, because they're already annoying as hell with that damn...
Oh. You guys are about to hate me.
Fuck.
You guys are about to hate me.
So, McCree, no nerfs.
Good.
Okay. No buffs.
Good.
So, Blizzard still is on their hating McCree binge. I guess they're probably
Why do you say they hate McCree? McCree is a great character. He's well balanced. He's fine the way he is.
They need to fix his grenade.
They don't need to fix his grenade. It's broken
as fuck.
It's not broken.
It flies straight. It doesn't arc. It doesn't work like a grenade. It's off-putting. It smells. I mean, it just, they need to fix it. Its physics don't match up with its animations.
It's a futuristic cyber grenade. It goes where it wants.
Okay, so you throw it from your right hand, and for some reason, it comes from the middle of your chest.
Yes.
Okay, all right. I guess we'll go with it.
How do you know he throws it from his right hand? Have you actually seen the animation for it?
Yeah.
Maybe he actually has a port that opens his chest and shoots it out.
It don't.
Would it make you feel more comfortable if they did that? If they had like a little port that opened his chest and shot the grenade out?
No, because then that makes me question his humanity. Maybe he's a cyborg man.
Cyborg. He kind of is a cyborg. He's
cyborg Kree.
Cyborg.
Shit, you're right.
Yeah,
I just take my words.
Yep.
So apparently Orissa,
yes.
the horse robot girl,
the centaur
already
elephant, the
getting
centaur
the nerf.
elephant beetle.
So the
when I was watching the special where they're talking about
how they combined her abilities from,
I'm like, she sounds ridiculous.
Yeah,
she's like it's like, well, first off, she can tank. Second off,
she
can go invincible for like an entire 2 games and
40 minutes.
She shoots grenades on a chain gun.
So do you remember the video that guy Dino Flask did?
Yes.
Where it's like, it's Jeff from Overwatch. This particular flavor of what's her name? Symmetra will should essentially be a long range beam sniper. Yes. Only I can use her. That should be fun for me. That's what this character was. This was his.
I swear to God, it sounds great because it is awesome that it's going to be another tank that is primarily a tank. It's not an agitator. It's not not support. It's an actual tank like
damn,
Reinhardt.
dude.
But yeah, but they're like, okay, Reinhardt's cool and all, but what if Reinhardt had a gun?
But what if Reinhardt
buff everybody else around
Zarya's
him
gun, but then could launch a shield like Symmetra?
It's like, what the?
And could teleport like Tracer. And let's just put everybody's abilities into one. I was right. My call out from the beginning is that's what these characters are going to be.
What's the buff or the nerf? I'm sorry.
They're just cutting back on all of her abilities. She was far too powerful.
Well, yeah, I was like,
it was insane.
As he kept talking, I was like, are you kidding me right
Which
now?
Which is to be expected. I mean,
this is going to be the unstoppable character. This should be a boss. This should be the character you
that's
play.
Essentially a boss. You're the horsewoman robot. It's a bit too much. We need to dial that back a bit. I think that was it for the nerfs.
I mean, in my
opinion,
who really needs a buff because he's got nothing going on for him. Really, is Reinhardt. Reinhardt needs a little something. He's like,
yeah.
Get behind me, my friends!
Oh, I will be your shield. What? Oh, you will? It's gonna die in 2 seconds. Have you seen Bastion?
Until Bastion comes on the field.
Jesus, he's just gonna melt that shield of yours, dude. Fuck, and then he's gonna be invincible when he heals. Christ. So
Orissa throws bastions. That's part of her. That's her ultimate. She just throws bastions around the field.
So that's another thing too. They're actually apparently, from what I'm reading, now this is anecdotal, but there have been quite a decline in Genji players because Bastion became too powerful. Yeah. So Genji just wasn't a viable counter to him anymore, which I think probably has a lot to do with people just sucking at Genji.
Yeah, could be.
But because if I see the team has a fucking Genji, I won't even pick him. Yeah. Well, sometimes I'll force the team to pick a Genji. I'll switch to Bastion, and then you force a team change that way. Yeah. So there's certain strategies like that which you can do, but I'm
if the other people you're playing against actually pay attention to that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, which most of them don't. They'll be that one guy.
I love getting into the game where people just pick whatever character they want.
The one guy that's gonna pick Widowmaker no matter what.
Yeah, it doesn't
and when
matter
you say something,
it's
like, oh, so you're that guy that complains in pub games. I'm like, oh, wow, dude.
You're that guy that picks Widowmaker every time.
Oh, wow. It gets me. It hurts my soul.
I know. I get that. I understand that. I'm just waiting for them to take oh my goodness, what is her name? The healer, the hardcore healer, Mercy, and just give her a rocket launcher. So now Mercy can heal all the way across the field.
She rocket launches a bionic
shoots a
grenade.
rocket launcher that has a heat-seeking missile.
Oh, they'll do something crazy, I'm sure,
But that's what I like about it, though. I like the fact that that they do these, that there's constantly these changes, so it's not the same game every time I play it.
It's like some of these characters are born of battle.
Yeah, how you doing?
Battleborn.
Battleborn. Yeah, I knew you were going there.
No, I uninstalled that. It was too big.
Yeah, that's what she said. So speaking of too big, I'm getting really. I really need to switch to PC. I know I've been saying it. I just don't have the fundage for it right now. I need to switch to PC. My PlayStation 4 is driving me nuts. The fact that I have no storage space on there, and they're just now coming out with a patch to allow me to get an external hard drive.
Oh my god!
It's
seriously?
Are you kidding me? This whole I have to decide what games I'm going to keep in rotation because I've only got so much memory space. I can't have any apps or anything like that on it. It's just I didn't buy the friggin' 500 terabyte whatever one that they had. And I guess I should have, and it's my fault. Pardon me, but I thought that just like with all these other things, I could find a nice third-party external hard drive and
29.
plug it in later, and it's just
30?
not, huh?
I have 30 large games installed.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, see. I only have one game installed on my PlayStation 4.
No.
The rest of it's all just save files for I think 5 or 6 other games.
Mm.
I'm like, are you kidding
Now
me?
Rainbow Six Siege, that takes up 4 terabytes.
Yeah.
So it's obscenely large.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the AI is freaking ridiculous.
34. Well, it's the destructible. 34 gigs for Rainbow Six Siege, and I don't know where they put it all. I'm looking at it. I'm like, is this just all the fucking?
It's all bullet time.
Fuck! Why is it so big? This game doesn't deserve that size.
Anyways, so
10 gigs.
Yes.
What it could have been.
What it could have been. Well,
it's all the objects, I guess.
So what else is going on out there in the news of nerddom?
Well, that's pretty much all I had. There have been some good deals on the Humble Bundle. I think they had some political bullshit like, oh, you pay this much and you get all these things and we fight fascism, or I have no idea. But check out that Humble Bundle, because holy crap, it's always such a good deal.
Well, I know coming up here on the 12th of March, I believe it's at the Broken Barrel, if I'm not mistaken. They're doing a It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia trivia.
Saw that, yeah.
Starting at 7:30. I love Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and if I didn't work, I would be there in a heartbeat. But I'm going to tell you, those trivias they do at the Broken Barrel,
they aren't.
It's famous faces and funny.
Yeah.
They're no joke.
That's not a joke, man.
You have to know your stuff.
I won once.
Did you?
I don't remember what. I don't think it was Doctor Who, but maybe it was like 90s trivia.
Okay.
And I went there with my brother and sister-in-law and my brother-in-law, and we actually won. And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, there were some of those questions. I'm like, you mean I knew this shit and this room full of people didn't? Wow, I feel bad about myself. Like, how the hell did I, damn it. I wasted my life. Like, that's the only time it ever came in handy. And I got a great little random beer mug, I guess, that they took off another table and gave me and said, here's your prize. I'm like, yeah, it's a champion. Woo!
A little update as to our trying to get old guy cosplay likes.
Mm-hmm.
He's at 3 or 4 right now. So he's about,
third of the way there.
Still got ways to go, but
I think he was at like 300 when I shared that. Like,
so we got him. I think we might help to get him some of those 4 likes. So,
well, it says 40 people reached, so I'm not really quite sure what Facebook's algorithm does with sharing it, but it's.
I really hope he gets there though. We need to support our local cosplayers, our local stores. Just. I'm not saying, again, we don't say these things because we're getting any kind of kickback or fundage or anything.
No,
nobody gives us anything.
He's a super inclusive, nice guy.
Yeah,
I've
had the pleasure of actually meeting him, but I've talked to him a couple times.
I spoke with him for a bit over at the Renaissance Fair when I was Beetlejuice. He got a kick out of it.
He just seems like an upstanding kind of guy.
Yeah, he is. We
need to help support our local stuff. I posted this cool video that I saw because I just love science. And it's where they're using lasers now to kill mosquitoes, And these lasers, I was thinking maybe it was like they just put up like a wall of laser beam light and the mosquito fly through it.
It's a little turret gun, isn't it?
Yes, it's these little laser turrets. How cool is that shit? Like, it tracks and kills flying mosquitoes.
It's cool, but it's also a little
hot.
Terrifying.
It is extremely terrifying, but it's fantastically awesome. Well, think of how bad malaria is out in the world. Like, the fact they've created something that now like can combat mosquitoes like that.
You know what it does,
actually,
though?
There's the two-front thing, though, because they've got this in the works, but they've also got another thing where they're breeding out mosquitoes. They've actually, not breeding them out, but they've created these mosquitoes that have the ability to take in the malaria virus and kill it inside them. So then it never makes it to the next host. Malaria. And it also shortens the lifespan of the mosquito because it's the adult mosquitoes. It's only the mature mosquitoes that actually can spread the malaria. So not only does it kill it inside them, but in case it somehow survives inside the mosquito, they die before they're old enough to pass on.
Now, is this the same one I saw? I watched a TED Talk for the guy that designed one of these things.
Okay.
Is this the one that zaps their wings off?
It zaps them in general. Like it just burns. It just burns them.
Oh.
And then like sometimes it's their wings that fumble off. I saw one where the head kind of like burns.
Oh well, the one I saw was a TED Talk.
They track the wing movement. So
yeah.
It probably aims at the wings, but whatever part of it hits.
Because the one I saw was specifically like hitting all their wings, and I mean, morbidly hilarious as those mosquitoes were, woo, like crashing after it got its wings zapped off.
So that's on the Nerds United Brevard Facebook page. If you want to check out that video, it's pretty interesting.
So let's talk about the big news.
What's that?
Right there.
Oh,
MacGyver.
Yes. MacGyver, or I don't remember his name.
Richard Dean Anderson.
What's his name in SG-1 though? Stargate SG-1. I don't remember. Colonel something.
Colonel O'Neill?
O'Neill, yes.
Oh man,
I heard him in both those shows.
I heard the Spock guy say it, Colonel O'Neill.
It's coming to MACON, and man, I couldn't be more excited. Like,
I mean, you're not going to be able to see him.
Yeah, I think.
There's going to be so many people.
I don't care.
Though.
I'm gonna wait in the line, whatever I got to do to get my autograph with him.
I got to figure out which costume I'm wearing that day.
I don't have any costume that relates to either of those things, but
I just want to impress him.
Maybe I'll make a white teal costume. I'll make a white teal costume.
So you're going to be like the devil, and you're just going to whitewash everything.
Yes.
I see how it is. God.
Exactly. Right. I like how we just kind of bring things around like a good comedian. You just bring.
It's a good callback right there.
Exactly.
It's the only comedic term I know.
It's callback.
It's callback. I think it's because we have a mutual friend I learned that from who did stand up.
Yeah. Well.
He taught me that lesson.
Well, we're up against the music now, so I'm going to say goodbye. This is the Merce.
I'm going to say hello. This is Felton.
And we love you guys. So spread the love to your friends so we can have more followers.
It's a Beatles song. I don't know the rest of it.